Hello guys, my name is Rahul and from this lecture we will be starting data analysis. Going forward, we will be studying about data analysis and also we will be solving some exploratory data analysis for the real-time data set. So without wasting much of our time, let's start. Introduction to data analysis. Now let's understand what is data analysis and explore the techniques used to transform raw data into actionable insights. Now, introduction to data. Now, data is the fundamental for innovation and decision making in today's technologically advanced world. So, as you all know, data is a new oil for the new era right now. Now, what is data? Data refers to raw facts, observation, or measurements in various forms like numbers, text, images, or videos. Now, it requires context and interpretation to be meaningful. Now, for that, to make the data more meaningful, we use some techniques which we will be looking further. What is now information? Information is processed and organized data that adds value through interpretation. Now you can definitely go on and read all the relevant information. Now what is types of data based on measurement? There are two types of data, that is called as quantitative data and qualitative data. Now quantitative, as the name suggests, is called numerical data, which means is a language of numbers used to measure and count various aspects of our world. It's represented numerically and can be measured or counted through structured method like surveys or experiments. Examples include inches for height, or dollar for money, or rupees for that matter. Second is qualitative data, that is categorical data. So it's very crucial for you to know the difference between numerical data and categorical data, as machine only understand numerical data. So it will be handy to know categorical data, that we have to convert the categorical data to numerical data in the later stage of our videos. By what methods we will be studying? One of the method would be encoding. So we will be studying about that as well. So what do you mean by categorical data or qualitative data? Qualitative data consists of narratives, descriptions, and subjective experiences, capturing the richness of the word rather than numbers. So which basically means, in a layman's term, we can say any column which has non-numerical values that can be considered as the categorical data. Collected through methods such as observations, interviews, or surveys, right? So any textual based data is called as categorical data. Now this is a typical diagram. This is a typical diagram of measurements. We know that there are two types of data. One is numerical data and second is categorical data. Now in quantitative data, that is numerical data, we have two kind of data, that is discrete and continuous. Now discrete means random, which means there is no fixed range. And whereas continuous, for example, let us take an example of marks. How many people lies between 50 to 60 marks, 60 to 70 marks, 70 to 80 marks, 80 to 90 marks, and 90 to 100 marks. So we can see that 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and so on are continuous data. So it lies in an interval, right? So that's why it is continuous. Discrete, on the other hand, is discrete as the name suggests. And there is another form of continuous data, that is ratio, which means the ratio is always fixed. The new numbers is changing, but it is changing with a fixed ratio. That is called as continuous data. Whereas categorical data, that is nominal and ordinal, which we will be studying. Qualitative data, that is categorical data. Qualitative data represent categories or groups and can be further classified into nominal data. That is, nominal data consists of categories without any inherent order or ranking. Say for example, names. Nominal data, which means name. Like for example, my name is Rahul. There can be Rohan, there can be Raj, there can be Nikhil. There is no fixed interval or there is no hierarchy which is present in the nominal data. So in this nominal data, which definitely refers, there cannot be any inherent order or ranking or hierarchy, which means Rahul is not superior to Rohan, or Rohan is not superior to Rahul, or vice versa in any other case. Whereas in example, gender, male, female, there is no hierarchy, male and female. Like colors, red, green, blue, right? So there is no hierarchy. Similarly for apple, banana, orange, there is no hierarchy. Apple is not superior to banana, neither banana is superior to orange, or vice versa. Whereas ordinal data is the completely opposite to nominal data, where you see hierarchy, where you see ranks, where you see ordered groups. right? Say for example, high school, bachelor's, master's, PhD. So I know that PhD is always greater than master's is always greater than bachelor's is always greater than high school. Similarly, poor, fair, good, excellent. Similarly, low, medium, high. Similarly, we can say senior level, mid level, and junior level. Similarly, in education, we can say grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D. So grade A is always higher than grade B, grade B is always higher than grade C is always higher than grade D. Similarly, you get the picture, right? So this is also very important for you to know the difference between nominal data and ordinal data. Ordinal, which means there has to be some order. Nominal, that is normal, you can consider like that. So I hope that you've got categorical and numerical data. Quantitative data, that is numerical. Numerical data represent discrete data, as we have early just mentioned, that we can anything which is separated or countable, right? So that is discrete data. Example, number of employees working in a company, right? So this is discrete. So every different company will have different number of employees. Whereas continuous data, includes within a range or within a smaller unit, as it is mentioned over here. Example, height, weight, temperature, time, and measurement like length or volume. Alright, so this is continuous data. Quantitative data further can be classified into interval data. That is interval, that is there has to be some interval that has some scale, right? Example, temperature, right? Temperature measured in Celsius or Fahrenheit, where 0 does not imply an absence of the heat. All right. So ratio data, which can be as we have mentioned, with the increase in the quantity, if the ratio remains the same, that is called as racial data. Example, height, weight, age, and income. All right. So with the increase of the height, the weight also increases. So which we can compare it. Now we'll come to the major question: what is data analysis? Now, data analysis is nothing but where we want to draw the insights, the actionable insights from the data, which in turn will be important for the business holders or decision takers to take the decision based on the insights the data is going to give us. It involves inspecting, cleaning, transformation, and modeling data to discover useful information, inform conclusions, and support decision making. Who are decision making people? Are the board members or the managers or the project managers or the team leads, those who hold authority. So for them, data analysis comes into play, right? The first process of data analysis is data collection. Data collection happens through various sources. From various sources, it can be from URL data, or it can be from video data, or it can be from surveys, or it can be from interviews, right? The next is exploratory data analysis, where we try to find insights of the data. Like for example, how much male has contributed towards the sale versus how much female has contributed towards the sales. Similarly, if you want to draw insights, that's called as exploratory data analysis. And there is one more process called data pre-processing or data cleaning, right? Data cleaning, in which we know that there is a lot of redundancies in the data which has to be cleaned. There are a lot of null values which has to be cleaned for further processes. If the data is skewed, if the data is not following normal distribution. So all these terminologies, all these jargons which we will be studying in further classes, don't worry about it. So data pre-processing, which means cleaning, is also very important in order to do further tasks. Data modeling, again, if we have to push the data for the deployment stage, if we have to push the data for any further use, we have to model the data, which comes machine learning, which we will be doing for classification. Interpretation and decision making. Definitely the board members interprets the data, and then they take the decision based on the data so as to increase their profitability. And then validation and iteration. We will perform evaluations on the data sets in the coming videos. So don't worry about that. With this, we are done with the chapter 1. So if you want to see the chapter 2, click on the thumbnail on your screen right now. My name is Rahul, and I hope that you will subscribe for more videos such like this. I want you to take care of you and your parents. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.